have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, then dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. Oh, dreidel, 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 then dreidel I shall play. It has a lovely body, with legs so short and thin. When it gets all tired and drops, then I will win. Oh, dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. Oh, dreidel, 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 then dreidel I shall play. My dreidel's always playful, it loves to dance and spin. A happy game of dreidel, come play now, let's begin. Oh, dreidel, 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 it loves to dance and spin. Oh, dreidel, 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 come play now, let's begin.
As one candle may kindle many others, yet lose none of its own light, so Judaism has kindled the light of truth for many religions in many lands and still shines brightly through the ages. As we mark the days when, in ancient times, our people fought for freedom against the tyrant's rod, we know that one great sky of time arches over us. For again and again, before our own eyes, has our people defended its freedom. As we know that one sky of kinship arches over us here in the safety of our own homes and over the children of Israel in their homes, so do we kindle the candles in our homes with a fire of love and oneness. So do we resolve to keep their flame lit in the Hanukkah of our hearts through all the days and nights of our lives. This is the seventh night, so we read. The seventh is the calm night of patience. The spreading trees and the souls of humankind grow so slowly to perfection. No work of beauty is instantaneous. Rather, time and effort bring beauty to fruition. Thus, we commit ourselves to continued effort to help bring meaning into creation. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotov, v'tzivanu l'chadlik ner shel Hanukkah. Blessed are you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who has made us holy with thy commandments and commanded us to kindle the Hanukkah lights. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim la'avotenu bayamim ha'hem bazman hazeh. Blessed are you, Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who performed miracles for our ancestors in those days as this time.
Hi everyone, my name is Teresa, and this is my brother Toby.
Hi everyone.
And today we are going to read the Torah, and it is the
Seventh
night and
Of Hanukkah.
and it's patience.
And we're going to light the
menorah.
The menorah.
1, 2,
One for
3.
Dreidel, 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 we bless you all day. Dreidel, 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 I bless you all day. Hey, Gene. Oh. Dreidel, 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 we bless you all day.
Bye everyone, and it is the seventh night.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Rock of ages, let our song praise thy saving power. Thou amidst the raging foam,
wrote a story many years ago and finally finished it called Christmas at PS 152. And it's very long, so I cut it much, much shorter. So I'll set the scene, which is most of the 23 pages, and then I'll really want to get you in the mood with the end, okay? So it's called Christmas at PS 152. It's the story of the Klein family. Sam and Sadie have a daughter, Ruthie, who's 5 years old. She's going to kindergarten in PS 152. She's the youngest of 4 girls, so you can imagine how bad her life can be. And Grandma Esther, or Booby Esther, as Jewish people like to call their grandmas, is Sam's mother. Okay, so that's the characters. As far as PS 152, it's in Brooklyn, of course, and the Kleins live quite close to that school. It is an all-Jewish neighborhood. You got to keep that in mind, because at 152, which was a very old-fashioned school, the teachers are almost all Irish Catholic, and the vice principal was British, and the principal, Mr. Bysham, came from Austria. So they didn't know terribly much about Jewish neighborhoods. The story is set at the story is set in 1940, a few weeks before the beginning of Christmas. And Christmas is a big deal all over the place, and the teachers decide 2 weeks in advance what they're going to do. So it's 2 weeks before Christmas in 1940. Keep that in mind. This is what the teachers are planning. There would be a Christmas tree on the stage, and they would make some kind of crutch where the first, second, and third graders would group around. The blondest girl in the 5th grade would hold a small doll, and they would find a 6th grade boy who didn't fidget all the time. And they would teach him how to look like a concerned little father. A 4th grader would be the innkeeper and had to be able to say, "No room at the inn." 7th grade boys in beards would follow a paper star held high up by Robert Benjamin, who was the tallest boy in the whole school. The 8th graders would write a condensed version of Dickens' Christmas Tale, making sure to include all 3 ghosts and writing a part that made Scrooge the worst man ever. And they would commandeer a 1st grader to hobble across the stage and shout, "God bless us, everyone!" But to top it all off, the adorable kindergarten class would sing 2 Christmas carols, and then the audience would be invited to end the show with Silent Night. It would be a truly beautiful spectacle. So I'm going to read some dialogue that goes on back at Ruthie's house. "So how was school today?" her grandmother asked as she helped Ruthie out of her wet galoshes. "Well, we cut out paper dolls and colored in their faces. I did mine with a big pink smile and a green and red dress. And then we made green and red balls to hang on the Christmas tree." "Christmas tree? What's so wonderful about Christmas trees?" Booby Esther shrugged. "They're just trees. They grow anywhere." "I'm going to go cut out some paper dolls, Ruthie said, and walked out of the kitchen, humming a tune that some of her friends knew. "What are you humming? I never heard that tune." "That's Jingle Bells. Don't you know anything?" Ruby sighed and walked up the stairs to her room. "No, I never heard from Jingle Bells. What kind of bells is Jingle Bells?" So now let us cut to Christmas. Oh, let me explain more of the setting. In our calendar, and all the calendars, well, I don't know, who celebrate Christmas, Christmas Eve is always the 24th of December of whatever year it's in. But the Jewish people have a special calendar that starts 2,000 years before yours. And though everybody says Christmas is late or Christmas is early, it doesn't usually fall on the same day, but that's not true. It falls on the 24th day of the Jewish calendar year, and the month is Kislev. And in 1940, Christmas Eve and Hanukkah Eve both land on the same nights. Okay, remember that she has to sing Christmas carols, okay? That was disastrous for a 5-year-old heroine because December 24th, 1940 was Christmas Eve, and it was the 24th of Kislev as well. The last time that happened was in 1921, and it wouldn't happen again until 1959. Now, in Ruthie's family, lighting the first candle in the menorah was very, very important. Everybody was excited. The Kleins all bustled about, preparing the brisket and roast chicken and the potato latkes served with homemade applesauce. After dinner, Mr. Klein would give each child some Hanukkah geld, 25 cents for each year of their lives. They would eat chocolates and play dreidel and go to bed late that night. It was so important that Mr. Klein took the day off from work because he wanted to be part of the preparatory excitement. So now it's 2 days before the show, and Sadie and Sam, the kids are in bed, and Sadie and Sam are sitting in the living room. And of course, I think, no, Bubby's not there. Sam asked, "What was that thing I saw you sewing last night? I never saw that dress before." "Oh, I was shortening the white dress I picked up at the church sale a couple of weeks ago." "Church sale? You? Sadie? You went to a church?" "Well, Ruthie needs a white dress for the school show, and I don't want we should spend a lot of money." "Why does she need a white dress?" "All the girls in the class are going to dress up like angels, and the teachers, they made angels' wings to wear and little halos. They'll be so cute. And the boys are dressing up like shepherds, you'll see." "I will not see." "Sure you will. The play is at 10 in the morning, and then we'll come home and get ready for the Hanukkah feast. You go to the bank and get the quarters, but you'll have to go straight from school because the banks close early tomorrow, I think." Stiff-backed, Sam rose to his full 5'8". "I am not going to that show, and if you know what's good for you, you won't go either." "Are you threatening me, Mr. Klein? How dare you talk to me like that? I'll go to that Christmas show. You can go to hell for all I care." Well, Monday, it's now the day before the show. Didn't snow on Monday, but Sam got up very early and left for work without coffee and the homemade strudel left from over Sunday night's dinner. Sadie heard him go. Ruthie came down to breakfast. Her mother was crying and rushing around, trying to find their gloves and coats. It was dress rehearsal day, and Ruthie wondered why it was a dress rehearsal because everybody was wearing normal clothes. At 9:30, all the kids went to the auditorium and practiced. The rehearsal was not very good. The Virgin Mary tripped on the way to the manger. The boy on the ladder dropped the star. Only 2 of the 3 kings showed up because Melchior got stage fright. The music teacher forgot about the kindergarten kids altogether, and someone had to go out and find her again. The kindergartners didn't know how to form a semicircle, so the teachers had to take each child and show them exactly where to stand. The teachers groaned. The music teacher faded into the shadows, and nobody said a word as the whole school spilled out the doors at 3 in the afternoon. Here comes the climax. December 24th was cold and clear. All the students had to be in school at 8:30 and had to be in their costumes by 9:30. At 9:45, the entire cast took their places on stage. At 10 sharp, the performance began. The kids who were not in the pageant on the stage marched into the auditorium in a straight line singing, "Deck the halls with boughs of holly," to the rhythm thumped out by Miss Jordan on the piano. When the kindergarten class was ushered in, a chorus of oohs and ahs and "Ain't they the cutest things ever" rang out. Ruthie searched the faces and saw her mother and Bobby Esther in the second row. Her mother had her handkerchief clutched in her hand and looked like she was going to cry. Despite the disastrous rehearsal the day before, everything did without a hitch. The cast remembered their lines, and the boy on the ladder didn't drop the star. There was only a short delay before all three kings came out. Balthazar had been arguing with Caspar about who should go first, and Melchior couldn't find the frankincense he was supposed to carry. The principal gave a pompous speech in which he congratulated all his students and took credit for the entire production. The kindergarten class filed up onto the stage. They sang "O Come Ye" and "Silent Night" in sweet, angelic tones. Ruthie's halo came loose and fell on the floor. She blushed a brilliant red and scrambled to pick it up. She saw her mother dabbing her eyes with a handkerchief while Bobby Esther patted on her knee. Please, dear God, Ruthie thought, make them stop laughing at me. Then, quick as a wink, the whole room echoed with the merry sounds of jingle bells. She heard a very loud man's voice at the back of the room, but she couldn't see who it was. It was finally over and she could go home. She prayed again. Dear, dear God, make Mama and Papi happy again. Ruthie was very surprised when she got home. Her father was there, getting ready to walk over to the bank and pick up the Hanukkah geld. She skipped over and gave him a big, squeezing hug around his middle. Sam looked down and smiled. Well, Ruthie, he said, that was a very nice show, and you were so beautiful it made me proud to see you there. Maybe I'll come another year, even when the show is the first night of Hanukkah again. He walked away smiling. That was easy for him to say. The next time that would happen would be in 1959.
Shalom, shalom, you'll find shalom, the nicest word that you know. It means bonjour, salut, and small, and twice as much as hello. It